And now it's time for everybody's favorite part of the show.
Houston County Sports!
Thank you, Greg. Good morning with your Houston County News space update. Greg, what? Why am I in space?
And now it's time for everybody's favorite part of the show.
Houston County Sports!
And now it's time for everybody's favorite part of the show.
Houston County Sports!
Ew.
Well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this week's edition of Houston County News, a Sunday morning edition, a Love Fest edition, and love is certainly in the air, or that could be a mouse that died under the floorboards. We're going to have to look into that. But joining us this week, and we're so happy to have her back, is Miss Kendall Hickson. Kendall, welcome back.
Thank you. I'm glad to be back.
Now, I remember you were in Idaho,
Yes, I was in
and then you were feeling under the weather, and I suspected maybe potato poisoning.
How did you know?
Well, I forgot. You weren't in Idaho anymore. You were off on foreign seas. Where did you go?
So I was in Idaho last week, and then I had 1 week to be home, and then this week, yesterday actually, I got back from the Bahamas.
Now you must be exhausted.
I'm a little bit tired, but it's like the best kind of tired, you know? It's just like,
Yeah.
It was so fun. That it's
Still got some adrenaline.
Yes.
I really did expect you to come back with those tiny little braids and the little
I wanted
beads.
them so bad, but
And
they
just
were-
like burnt to a crisp, but only your eyes showing through or something.
I mean, I wished, but I'm still pretty pale.
Hey, no, I don't know. You look pretty. I mean, for February, that's a pretty good tan.
Thank you.
So, any seasickness? You hit any icebergs? Tell me about the cruise.
So we got there. Well, we had like a lot of complications trying to get there. From a long story short, I forgot my ID. So my dad, we had to drive like 30 minutes back, and my dad had to meet us. We were like, I need my ID. And so,
Oh, I bet Dad was thrilled about that.
yeah, it was like 2 a.m. too. So he was not very excited about that, but it's okay. He
See, I would have been like, Kendall, do you remember your shoes? Have your
Yes, I did.
Did you remember your suitcase?
Nope. Not joking.
Nope, Dad, turn around. Now, first cruise?
Yes, it was my first.
What was that like?
At the first day, I could definitely feel the boat, and I was like, ooh. I was like, I'm not sure I'm gonna like this. But then the second day and all the other days, it was perfectly fine, and I enjoyed the heck out of it.
Now, were you trying out the different activities or visiting islands or just sitting at the buffet going, it's all free?
I mean, I did do that a lot of the time, but we went to the Royal Caribbean Beach Club, and that's where we spent like the most of the day in the Bahamas was at that island, and it was so big for just that cruise that you didn't like see anyone, so it was like very nice and quiet, and the water was drop dead gorgeous.
It's people. So I've spent a lot of time not in the Bahamas, but like down in Mexico around Cancun. People don't understand how clear that water is
I know.
and how the sand is like white, like talco.
Yes, it was like where we were, it was literal rolling hills and beach, but it was like rolling hills of sand. I was like, what is this?
What was your favorite part? See, because I've never done a cruise, and I would think night. I could just see me on the balcony, just.
Yes.
But I don't know.
I mean, they have like so many activities at different hours of the day that it has like its ups and downs of when it's the most like busy.
Were you getting up early doing the sit and fit with the
Maybe.
playing the bingo every night until, oh my gosh, Helen, it's already 8:30.
I know it, but it was, my favorite part probably had to be just the ballroom experience, like everyone had to be dressed in their absolute best. Right. And so it was by far like the most beautiful thing. It was just amazing. I got to try all kinds of foods.
What was the weirdest food you tried? Octopus eyeball.
No, it was escargot.
You didn't.
Yes.
Yes, I do know what that is, by the way. But
It looked still like a snail when you ate it. And that threw me for a tizzy, but it's okay. I did eat it.
was it good?
It wasn't bad, actually. It tastes like chicken.
Why does everything taste like chicken?
Literally.
Well, hey, it's good to have you back on the show. Welcome back.
Thank you.
Folks, coming up here, we're going to take a quick break. We've got Lisa Clark here from Downtown Crockett Association, old friend of the show. Not that she and I are old, but we're just old friends. Anyway, she's going to tell us about the Blues Festival, Kendall, coming up here very quickly. And it sounds like they got a really nice show coming for us this year. Also, and Kendall, I'll do this part by myself because we're going to talk a little politics on today's show. I think you're going to find that interesting. So stick around. We'll be right back.
Houston County, Texas is a lot of things. It's our amazing cities and towns, Davy Crockett National Forest, and our fields and streams. It's cattle and lumber, manufacturing and tech support. It's national brands and mom and pops. It's our churches and it's our schools. For many of us, Houston County is home. Come visit us and see for yourself what makes this place special. Houston County, first in Texas history, first in our heart.
Well, thanks, folks, and welcome back to the show. You know, this week we're going to do something that I promised we'd never do, and we're not really going to do it, but honestly, I thought, this is important enough that I wanted to talk to you all about this. We're going to talk a little bit about politics. Now, not exactly politics in specific terms, but something that goes on now these days in politics, and I think we need to call it out. I think we need to get it to stop. So, Mr. Nichols retired from the Senate. You now have two Republican candidates running for it. You have Trent Ashby. He was state rep. And you have businesswoman Rhonda Ward. Now, I'm going to tell you the truth about this. I don't know either one of them super well. I can't tell you, he's a good guy, or, she's the best. I don't know. Even if I did or had an opinion, not my job. And I've always tried to keep that sort of in the background. It's hard. I'm not going to sit here and pretend that a journalist never shows his opinion. I think most of you folks know what I think about most things. Pretty conservative, pretty Christian, pretty local here in Houston County and the rest of the world as far as I'm concerned, whatever. But in this case, there's something that I wanted to address with you guys, and there's going to be a piece in today's newspaper about this as well, but I figured we might as well talk about it here. Now, before we get this started, I don't care who you vote for. Vote for Trent Ashby, vote for Rhonda Ward, whatever. And vote for whichever one for whatever reason you want to do. This is no endorsement. This is not me saying one's better than the other. This is something that happened in a local race, and I thought this is a good time to take a minute and look at where our politics has gotten. And I'm not blaming anyone specific for this ad or saying one campaign made a mistake. I'm just saying this is something that when I saw it, I thought, oh, come on now. So Rhonda Ward's campaign put out an ad about Trent Ashby. Fine, that's what campaigns do. Usually they say, hey, here's what I'll do. Here's why I'm better. Here's my idea. And sometimes they break down their opponent. They say, well, this guy did this wrong. He voted for that. He got the other thing wrong. That's all valid, right? That's normal. And, look, in normal political advertising, if you say, well, if my opponent voted for this, he might even vote for that. Not 100% factual, you don't know, but that's valid, right? I mean, politics is what it is. We all know what it is, and that's I'm fine with that. This commercial went over the line in so many ways, just to be perfectly honest with you, so many different ways that I want to show it to you. I want you to watch the very beginning and see the first line. We'll stop it there for a second. I want you to notice the dark music, scary, painful, tenseful. And then I want you to I want you to hear the first line of this commercial. Have a look.
When Islamic radicals want to build past in Austin, they know exactly who to call. Trent Ashby.
Okay, wait, what? Now, wait a minute. Let's pause right there. We don't know yet what's coming up next in this video. But to honestly believe that radical Islamists in Texas, they're sitting around, they're planning some evil radical Islamist thing, and somebody goes, Akbar, come here, sit down. You know who we got to call on this deal? We go call Trent. Trent, baby, what are you doing? Hey, listen, man, I'll meet you for a hot cake. We'll plan some of that Islamist radical stuff. This is, when I first saw this, I laughed out loud. I thought, okay, whatever's coming here better be good. I better see Trent Ashby wearing a turban coming out of a cave in Afghanistan after this, because give me a break. This already felt to me so over the top, but I thought, All right, well, let's see what they say. So, let's see what they say.
Ashby used to be a Democrat and still votes like one, siding with liberals to allow bills celebrating Muslim holidays again and again.
Okay, fair enough. We'll look into that. What they're talking about here are bills that come across even city councils and stuff all the time. Today is Bob Jenkins Day, and everybody claps. We recognize the Christmas as a Christian holiday in the state of Texas. Yay. And they do this not just for Muslim holidays, like this ad says. They do it for Christian holidays and Jewish holidays, and I don't know what other holidays and other special days. We officially recognize February as Greg Ritchie month. And they go, whatever. Now, you can argue that they shouldn't recognize any religious holidays. You should say, why is government, and who cares if the Senate recognizes anything? Fine. But on the other hand, if you recognize one, you got to do it for all religions. Not based on what you or I think, or where we go to church, or what we believe. But what do? We're going to recognize Christmas as December is Christmas month in the state of Texas. Do you tell the Jewish folks no? We're not going to do the same for Hanukkah? I don't know. Again, remember the guy with the little mustache for you history buffs? That doesn't end well. Once they start, they got to do all of them. But, okay. So I looked into the bills that they talk about, and Trent Ashby voted for. I thought, okay, well, let's look into that. And this is really where this commercial really takes a dark turn, because these are ceremonial votes. In other words, they're non-binding votes. They're not creating a new law. They're not making a new tax. This is a declaration that says, we like cute bunnies, right? It's meaningless. They get to have a picture, they get a little plaque, they hang it up. February was Greg Ritchie month in Houston County 20 years ago. That's all it is. Well, what does that mean in context to this commercial? Well, this is a big deal. Those are what they call voice votes. In other words, they don't call them up one at a time. They don't sign a book. They don't put their thumbprint down. They don't push a button. Everybody for, yay. Everybody against, nay. And I don't know that any one of them has ever lost, so they don't count the votes. It's just whoever's there gets counted, and they go, it was unanimous, yay. And they write it in their little book, they give a little certificate, and life moves on. To insinuate that Trent Ashby supported this because he was present that day and is in the book as one of those who supported this is completely and totally outrageous. It is outrageous in a way that really shocks me that, whatever kid or whoever came up with this campaign ad didn't think how this might go over in East Texas. This is wrong. Now, I've talked to Ms. Ward, talked to folks at her campaign. They all seem nice and kind, honestly. I probably agree with 99% of everything I've ever heard her say, ever. I'm hoping she didn't know about this. I'm hoping this flew under the rug. I'm hoping somebody said, sounds good, and hit an email and things got out of control. This is wrong. This is wrong. If somebody doesn't support Ward or Ashby or anybody else, fine, get after it. I'm voting against Trent Ashby because I don't like his haircut. Fine, that is your God-given right as an American. Get on with it. But if I tell you, you shouldn't vote for that Trent Ashby, why? I heard he has 3 earlobes. Well, you may decide to not vote for him for that reason, but it's false. And that's what I'm really here to talk about, not these specific candidates. Now, I already know there's a few of you out there. I see your comments. You're going to go crazy. Well, you're biased. And that's fine. I've been called way worse. That's fine. Get after it. Have your fun. I'll sleep fine tonight. This is not about either one of them. I hope and pray everybody who hears me this morning will go vote for one of them, right? Either one of them is better than 99% of the politicians you see in a lot of places around this country. Don't get me wrong. This is not about them. I don't care which one of them wins. What I care about is whoever wins, when I call them and say, hey, I was at a meeting and we need some help. Or, hey, the next time you're through our area, we've got some kids that you might want to go meet with and see if the state of Texas can do something for us. That's what I want. That's my special interest. Well, I've probably gone on too long about this, so I'll shut up now. But, I wanted to point this out, and I hope we haven't taken too long for it. But before I go, it actually inspired a little joke in my brain because as I get older, everything these days inspires a little joke in me. But here's my version of this commercial and an invitation for you to watch it and beware. When communists need a friend in Houston County, they know who to call. Messenger reporter
Greg Ritchie.
Greg Ritchie recently ordered a burger and gave half to a friend. You know who else believes in sharing resources?
Joseph Stalin.
Greg Ritchie speaks Russian, but who's on the other line?
Vladimir Putin.
Ritchie writes about weather in the newspaper. Do you want Greg Ritchie controlling your weather? Ritchie has never once denied he was a member of the KGB in 1962.
Greg Ritchie.
Simple reporter or 107-year-old secret communist spy?
At Darling Ingredients, we're more than a company. We're a driving force in transforming materials that others often view as waste into valuable products that feed animals, fertilize crops to fuel trucks and planes, and nourish people across the globe. From sustainable solutions that reduce food waste to innovative materials that shape industries, our work makes a meaningful impact in supporting daily life and demonstrates that sustainability and profitability can go hand in hand. From right here in Houston County to more than 15 countries around the world, Darling Ingredients, exactly as nature intended.
And now it's time for everybody's favorite part of the show.
Houston County Sports.
And thank you, Greg. Good morning. With your Houston County News Sports Update, I'm Peyton Pierce. We start off with soccer this week, as the Crockett Bulldogs beat Hudson this week 2-1. The Lady Bulldogs knocking in 1 goal to win their game. In basketball, the Bulldogs beat Cold Spring Oakhurst Friday night 52-46. They sit at 5 wins and 4 losses in district play. The Lady Bulldogs had a tough night last week against Anderson Shiro, taking a loss with a final score of 81-21. The Kennard Tigers took home a win in Lameville Friday night, winning with a convincing 59-37. The Tigers sit first in their district, losing only 1 district game this season. The Lady Tigers were in Centerville last week, losing their game 59-26. With your Houston County News Sports Update, I'm Peyton Pierce, and catch you next week.
Hey, folks, before we leave you this morning, got a special guest in the studio, and she's kind of an old friend of ours, but working on some new projects. Miss Lisa Clark. Lisa, haven't seen you in a bit.
I've been very, very busy.
You know, everybody tells me that. The only one I believe and worry about is when the police guys say it, and they go, have you really?
Have you really been busy?
Now, I'm going to brag on you a little bit, but I met Lisa when I really first started at the Messenger, and you were at the Chamber of Commerce.
Yes.
And we kind of got to know each other there because events would come up and do little stories. And then I came over to help a bit with the chamber. And then you and I both left the chamber, and you went to Crockett ISD. Tell me the last couple of years being a high school teacher.
I teach the business pathway at Crockett High School, which is all of the business classes. I teach Accounting 1, I teach entrepreneurship, I teach Introduction to Business Communications, I teach Intro to Business Marketing and Finance. So it's a huge pathway. I also am the yearbook advisor, so I teach a yearbook and
a full plate.
copywriting. And then I'm also I co-advise with Mr. Clark, my husband. We co-advise the student council. So we have a huge jam-packed year. It's amazing.
Well, I can tell you that you're doing a good job. And not because it's me telling you or you telling me, but all of the Crockett kids I interact with, oh, Miss Clark, we love Miss Clark. And
I love the kids.
I know you too well to know that that's because you're just passing out A's. It means you're making a difference. And that's great. And we've talked, especially when you first went over, about some of the concepts of business you're teaching. And that's the kind of stuff we need. Math and geometry are great for those fields. But, I need to balance my checkbook and know how to run a budget and a little business. And so that's pretty exciting. But we're not here for that. Because you weren't busy enough. You've got a new project going with the Downtown Crockett Association.
I am the social media coordinator for the Camp Street Blues that's coming to Crockett for our third year. This will be the third year.
I knew it was
the third year for Camp Street Blues down on Camp Street, and we're going to be on Goliad.
Yeah, well, I know this is, and this stuff is so important. The blues are so important in this area. Kenny Rogers is something we should look into. What was the guy's name with the cap? Yeah, Davy Crockett.
Did you know Kenny Rogers actually donated money to help build the Civic Center? He has a plaque at the Civic Center. I do believe his name is on the Civic Center as a donor.
See, I get new stuff all the time. Somebody said, oh, yeah, his mama, Lucille, lived here. And I go, wait, Lucille? Like
yes.
Lucille?
Yes.
And a few weeks back on the podcast, we actually showed his 1979 special. He went to a Crockett pep rally. He was hanging out in the square, and you go, this is... Well, but getting back to the blues, though, I know Pip Gillette's told me he had a group load, I think it was a busload of Germans, come in one day and just say, well, we found Crockett online. We were traveling through Texas. We had to come here. The blues, we know they are. But, man, for this economy and this area, this community... This is great. People love the blues. We could really turn this into something.
Well, see, there's not only Light and Hopkins, right? Everybody knows Light and Hopkins. We've got the statue across from Camp Street Cafe. But T-Bone Walker was actually, he was traveling back from a gig in Dallas, and he got detained. He got arrested, and spent a night in jail, actually, when the jail was on top of the courthouse.
Wow.
He spent a night in jail at the Houston County Jail, and then was released. And, everybody knows T-Bone Walker.
Well, but hang on. Don't let that idea go. What about a special festival for everyone who spent a night in jail in Crockett, Texas? But it's more than just music, although I know music's the main part of it. But it sounds like you've got like big bands, got some local bands. Have you all finished getting the music set?
We're still working on the lineup for early on Saturday, but Friday night we have Texas Flood coming in. They're doing a Stevie Ray Vaughan tribute. And then Saturday we've got Mustang Red, which is a local favorite.
Sure.
Everybody loves Mustang Red.
Yeah.
We've got Misty Blues, the Misty Blues Band, and then we've got Sue Foley, who is an excellent blues guitarist. And then to cap everything off, Saturday night, we've got the fabulous Thunderbirds coming to Crockett.
Yep.
And tickets are very reasonably priced. But also, we still have sponsorships available. Okay. So for people in the community that want to be involved, that love the blues, that love our community, the Camp Street Blues, Downtown Crockett Association is a nonprofit, a 501c3.
Right.
So their sponsorships are totally tax deductible.
Right. And so a sponsorship, I'm sure you've got different ideas, but you makes you kind of part of the festival and make it happen and stuff.
It does.
Well, I know those things aren't cheap. First of all, people say, well, why don't they bring in Billie Eilish or whoever? Right. You go, even minor groups.
It's expensive.
It can be huge. Tens of thousands.
It's huge.
But it's not just that. Oh, I know, because I've done a few of these things, some of them with you, in fact. The months, the long nights, the million details, the getting everybody to work together. How's it been being back in this kind of stuff because you've been in the school now a couple years.
It's actually been great. And the way Downtown Crockett Association is working, they have an incredible team of volunteers, and they're each taking one direction, one pathway. Like Marco Hayes is handling the artist walk. Bianca Shaban is handling the food vendors. We've got Brian Lake, who's handling all the musicians on the lineup and getting contracts and working with all of them. And we have Jennifer Sparks with Pets, who is handling the Dog Blues Parade, which is absolutely new to the event. So we think that's going to bring in a lot of the community.
So like if I want to bring my little Forrest, should I just not feed him a few days or show him no love so he comes up and shows more, he's bluer than the other dogs?
I think maybe that would be strange, but if that's what you want.
Well, I do want him to win, but I love the blues. I don't listen to it as much as I'd like to. It always makes me feel a little sad.
It could be. It could.
So tell us again when it is.
It's April 24th and 25th.
Okay.
But this, too, I want to talk a little bit about the economic impact that even a small festival such as Camp Street Blues can have.
Yeah.
If we get anywhere from 300 to 500 visitors just to this one event, with the amount of money they'll spend at $140 per person coming in, even if, though, 40% are out-of-town visitors versus the rest who are locals, you're looking at an impact into Crockett of between $60,000 and $75,000 for what they will spend, what our vendors will spend.
Pretty good for one weekend.
It's bringing back into the community. So we're working hard to increase that and bring something like this.
And the reason that's so important, and some people, may or may not understand that, it's not about tourists coming to Crockett. It's that's $60,000 or $70,000 pouring in here locally from outside. It didn't cost us anything, but thanks to sponsors and volunteers. But then that money stays here.
Absolutely.
And the business owner can give a raise to so-and-so, or he can buy another thing, and then that money kind of starts circling around, and for sure. That is so cool. Well, I can't wait to do it. I've seen the last two. I've seen how it's continued to grow and evolve and change, and so I'm really interested to see what you guys come up with. And I guess in the meantime, we'll wait for the show, and anybody that wants to sponsor or, I don't know, volunteer or...
Either get a hold of me on Facebook or go to www.discovercrockettexas.com. All the sponsorship information is on that page. You can buy tickets now if you want to buy tickets to the event.
Point anywhere among yourself where you would like that web address to come up right now.
Probably down here.
That's awesome. Well, that's great. I may show up like I do every year.
You better.
With my old beat-up acoustic guitar.
You better.
That rusty Folgers can.
We do have spots open from 12 to 3.
Really?
Yes, we do. For now.
Now we're talking. Thank you, Lisa. Thanks for coming.
Thanks for having me, Greg.
I have a proven record of cutting property taxes. I've done it 4 sessions in a row. Last session, I passed the largest property tax cut in American history, meaning that 1 in every 5 state dollars went towards lowering your property tax bill. I'm Trent Ashby. As your next state senator, I'll keep increasing the homestead exemption, rein in out-of-control appraisals, and put as much money back into your pocket as possible.
Well, Kendall, it's Love Fest weekend, and no matter what the weather, and it tends to always be not the best weather. I don't know why, but boy, rain, snow, sleet, whatever. Love Fest is just so awesome.
Hanging in there.
Yeah. I know you went yesterday and had some fun and stuff. You go every year, don't you? It's part of you?
Yes, every year.
Favorite part of Love Fest?
Definitely the dance. Definitely.
You got to do the dance?
Yes, yes. Thank y'all so much for watching this week's podcast. Please tune in for next week, and y'all have a great rest of your day. Thank you.